Hello, good people. What's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Time is approaching towards 4 a.m. And I am actually doing two videos for you. First one is done, is a fragrance list. Okay. So the second one I want to do just like extra video. I want to share a few things, just my thoughts and all. And I want to share a fragrance story. Yesterday, it was one of the nights, one of my cousins got married, and I usually do not like to socialize so much. I don't go out so much after a long time. I'm attending programs and stuff, so I was wearing something, so I'll tell you that story plus few other things. Okay, so while I was doing the previous video about 12 fragrances, distinctive gentlemen, something happened. Our next door or next building, there's some sort of horrible people moved in, the corrupt, rich, typical corrupt, like, they obviously, you can tell, no good manners. They actually kept two dogs on the rooftop, which are constantly barking all the time, and one of them is husky, so you can understand. They don't let them walk. They don't understand anything. They just want to show off money, because black money, obviously it's not obtained, honestly speaking, like, if you actually have good money, hard earned money, people will have some class. This kind of people in our area, a lot of these low class people getting with, they make money from corruption, they are now in power. So one government left, so we had this kind of people before, and now whatever the interim government, I heard this guy is part of the government, somewhat is working under the new government. So I put complaint once, what's gonna happen. But now I was doing the video, they started playing so loud music. I think his sons, the daughter, son, both are spoiled like the guy. And this guy is very bad mannered as well. This guy, the father, he yells at, they bought the whole rooftop as well in the building, but just the 2 floors. So basically what happened is they're putting the dog on the rooftop, and they're putting some gym and everything, just showing off like, oh, money, new money. So while the workers are working, sometimes they work at night time, all this, about 15-20 years we're living here, right? So this is our home. So we notice a lot of people, but from time to time, they don't really cause so much trouble. But these people came in just disturbing everybody, and everybody's scared in Bangladesh. They are saying, don't bother, because these are powerful people, bad people. So we got rid of one regime, and this another horrible, deep hate kind of people got in. So now they're playing loud music, singing, I think drunk, doing some, those things, substances. So I shouted, but they just immediately like put the volume up. So what you're gonna do, this is why I say, I want to get as far away from people, in Bangladesh sometimes, because I hate noise. Okay, so anyway, that's not the story. I am a little bit in a bad mood after the whole yesterday's nice day. So let's focus on the day. So how are you all doing? Hopefully you're doing good. I usually never ask. Hopefully your life is going all right, and you are doing okay. All right. So yesterday, one of my cousins got married, very young. He's a kid, but he already graduated and all that. So he married his maybe university sweetheart. So I usually do not like to go to this kind of occasions, because there's a lot of formalities, you have to talk to a lot of people, and it's like drain energy. But this uncle of mine, my mother's brother, he's very close to me, so he requested me to join. So I was like, okay. So then obviously big challenges for me, like what I'm gonna wear, like not clothing, but what perfume I'm gonna wear. So I was thinking, like, it's very humid, didn't rain today, and it's very hot weather. It's just moment you go out, you just start sweating. And I was like, what can withstand that kind of weather? So I went with Rasasi Hawas Black, okay, which is somewhere at the back, and I went like 22, 23 sprays. I lost track because I wanted to make it long lasting, right? So by the time I get there, I was sweating. I didn't take my car, so public transport. So when I got there, the AC was good, but it was projecting beautifully. It projected like all the time I was there. After third or fourth hour, maybe third hour, it started getting a little bit. I couldn't smell it much, but people were, aware. They were telling me like, your perfume is nice. So my cousins were there. Some of the cousins' family, my aunts, everybody was there from my mother's side. So I had a nice time. Great food, great. I took some pictures I shared with Facebook, and it was very nice time. So after a long time, I'm just feeling like, like attending some social gathering, something not so bad after all, right? All these years, like last 8-10 years, I moved in here. I did not like to socialize. So tomorrow I'm going to meet this kid who's leaving Bangladesh for good, I think, for studies. So he asked me, so let's see if I can make an episode tomorrow. I'm meeting him tonight, basically. Now it's the next day started. So that is the perfume story. Perfumes have a lot of stories. I remember, this is like random talk. I don't want to, I want to relax, that's why I do these videos. There was a wedding I attended like 7-8 years back when I moved in here. That was my first wedding. In Bangladesh, wedding is a big thing. People do weddings differently. They put a lot of, nice clothing, makeup, like then ornaments. Girls wear ornaments, and the guys, try to put on suit. So 3, 4 different programs. It's like a whole. People perform, dance. Our desi sort of weddings are very, very awesome. In India, also people ask Indian, Pakistani people. They also have great time. They have singing, music, and all that. So I remember wearing Lanui Delom in that wedding because that time I was a little bit naughty. So I was taking picture of the bride and groom. Then this photographer came. She was a girl and she was a professional photographer. But I actually sprayed moment before I entered the banquet hall because the Lanui Delom is not known to be beach. It was winter, but it was a good winter, by the way. But I actually want to make sure my Lanui Delom lasts for at least 2 hours. So I had 2014 batch. I took the whole bottle and I kept it in the car. So I sprayed like maybe 30, 35 sprays. So the girl came next to me and she was taking picture and then she looked at me like this. So guys, take note of one thing. Women will never approach you and say hi or all this thing. You need to pick up signals. So Lanui Delom picked me that signal, which very few fragrance in my journey actually achieved. And I'm not joking. Most fragrances people smell, they do not really tell you like, oh, you smell nice, like it's very like let's say if I make a top 10 complimentary fragrance, I will have a hard time picking which ones actually are compliment getting fragrances. So Lanui Delom is one of those lady favorites, and that fragrance has something in it. It's just so sexy. Night of the Man and all that. So if you are looking, maybe I'll do a wedding list where is the light on? Yeah. If let's say the wedding season, it's gonna be around like this cousin of mine is getting married. Actually, the main function is in January. So December, January, 2 months. So I will be performing there. I actually plan to perform with a band, and my cousins, they're gonna dance. So you're gonna have a good time. I'm actually enjoying my family time. So basically, fragrances are great. They have great company, and I was wearing, because I cannot think of going to a place, without putting a perfume. I don't know if the same story is with you, because people who are in fragrance game, this is a very significant thing to them. Like people who literally legit tell you, if I go out without perfumes, I feel naked. I heard this from my frag bros. Okay. And women, you guys know, women smell good. They're classy ones. Some of them, they don't apply perfumes. I know some people, they don't like to wear perfume because it bothers them. They have allergy, but they don't smell bad. But some people, they smell awful, so that is one area I feel you have to do a little bit effort, otherwise people around you are not comfy, right? So that part is the perfume part. Let's talk about the second part. Second part I'll talk about, I was realizing this yesterday, that was how important peace of mind is. There are a lot of things, in the world, you cannot control most of it. The only thing you can control is what you do, your actions, your realizations, your words. Okay, these are things you control. And you're a very insignificant, entity or existence in the whole world, because they are literally like billions of people, right? So one day we're going to be gone, and hardly after 1 week or so, after 1 month, people will not remember us anymore. This is the sad reality. I am seeing this everywhere, and I'm going to share a very heartbreaking news from Pakistan. I'll try to keep it as humane as possible without trying to make it graphic or anything. Recently there was a news that one of the actresses soap opera actress or actress, I don't know her, actress in Pakistan, she was found deceased in her apartment. And that is not the scary part. I don't know what caused it, but the report came out. People are talking about, this is a little bit serious topic, okay? The news came out that she was like this in this apartment for last 6 months to 8 months, like since 2024. Okay, and nobody bothered to look for her. Nobody bothered to find her. None of the neighbors knocked on the door or smelled something. So recently there was an apartment issue, like 1 year payment or something was due. So they had to break in and saw that she was on the floor. And let me tell you, like something really shook me. Like I'm not making this up. This one really touched a place somewhere which is very dark. Okay, like inside of me, it was like I have seen a lot of messed up stuff in my 44-year-old life. And I know people can do awful things, like awesome things, awful things at the same time. When the father and the brother of this girl, like she was very beautiful. She was like typical Pakistani women are very beautiful. So she had that glamour, she had the hair, you know what I mean? She looked like a real queen. And she was not very old also. She was very young, 30s maybe or something. The father declined to take her, burial procedure. They said the brother is now taking it on, but the father said, I don't want to. The father was maybe a surgeon or something, I don't remember. But the father in Pakistan, this honor thing is so high. There may be definitely something, maybe, father and mothers, they don't disown children like very easily because, it's their own blood, right? But you would not believe how many families actually have this issue, like they lose connection ties, they don't have any more connection. So for this unfortunate girl, two things really made me cry. Okay, I'm gonna share with you. This was like after maybe a month or so, I was in tears. Okay, I could not believe a person is gone missing for 6 to 8 months, almost a year. Nobody looked for her. How lonely was that girl? I don't know what took her life, what maybe she took her own life, whatever. Or maybe someone did something. I don't know. If actually is the case of that she was sad and she was heartbroken and she decided to leave this world, she was not happy. She was not, these people, they are not okay. They are alive, but they are not alive. So many of us are not okay. It doesn't show when you move around, when you look at us. Sometimes we smile, we talk normally, we're family men, maybe we're single. You see these people all the time on streets, right? But you cannot tell which people are not okay, right? These people don't have peace, in their mind. They don't have happiness. They don't have anything. Something constantly bothered them, something constantly hurt them, and one fine day they leave. And imagine 8 months, nobody contacted her, not a single person. She was in media, even media people didn't look for her, and nobody lodged police, whatever, nothing. And the thing is, when the family declined to take her responsibility after she's gone, I mean, people usually forget and forgive. In our religion, we are Muslims, right? We believe, I'm not a very religious, pious Muslim. I don't pray 5 times a day. I believe in God. He controls everything, okay? He is the supreme power. I always submit. I say every day, thank God for one more day, okay? I say that. If you don't believe in it, I absolutely respect it, no problem. If you're a different religion, it's okay. But religion for me should bring something good to you. It should make you more civilized. It should give you better direction, light, or something like that. Otherwise, what's the purpose of religion, right? But in our religion, it says you should, even no matter how much, let's say, hard feelings you have towards someone. Let's say they're gone, they left us. Let's say there was an enemy or something. We actually forgive that person, no matter how bad or whatever we had so much hard feelings, whatever. I personally believe in this. Like, if let's say someone is not well, someone lost a family member, I always go and forget about the fight. I just want to say, talk to them. One of my best friends lost his father. I went and contacted him. He didn't want to talk to me. I said, I'm so sorry, bro. I didn't keep in touch with you for so many years. He didn't want to talk to me because maybe he's weird, but I feel bad, like, how long can you hold a grudge? If you're a good human being, you have to, at one point you have to let it go. So the father, he didn't even want to, I don't know if the father is involved or whatever, but it really, really messed me up. So not all parents are good parents, bro. Like, not everybody is a great parent, or not everybody is a good father or mother just because he gave birth to someone, right? And I really feel that she's in a better place. I don't know her. I don't know what kind of lifestyle she had, but I never judge people based on, let's say, they were in a wrong way. Maybe they are trying to earn money in a not halal way. We say halal, right? But you cannot judge people, like, you don't know the story. Maybe they need money, maybe they needed all those things. A lot of cases in Bollywood, like, in India, Hindi film industry. So there was that actor, like, what's his name, Sushma, I forgot his name, man, the guy who was very young and passed away. So, man, what's his name? It was like something like Sushma. Anyway, so that guy was very, very eager to make it big in Bollywood, but he was depressed with all the, not racism. There was like a lot of politics, and he was not a star kid. So Sushant Singh Rajput, yeah, man, I'm sorry, I forgot that name. He was one of my most favorite smiling guy, man. He was so genuine, and I like literally like few guys in Bollywood, Indian cinema, like Irfan Khan. He's no longer here. Manoj Bajpayee, all those great actors you see, like Nawazuddin Siddiqui, they are so talented, but they are not like star kids, right? So they had to work very hard to come up, in the industry. Okay, so when Sushant Singh Rajput news I heard, because he was very rich, successful, I thought money solves everything, man. Sometimes, you have great friends, you have great movies, but still he's chosen that path. Some people say he was a victim of something, but when I see sometimes, like, I really feel, Maybe human beings, we are not perfect, we are very weak sometimes, sometimes we don't have friends, we don't have anybody to talk to. Maybe we have a very nice car, nice apartment, nice bungalow, but we don't have anybody, we're very lonely. That's why sometimes we reach out to people, like we just want to vent out, we cannot breathe no more, because when you hold things inside, it makes you feel very, very, like hard to breathe itself. It's like literally you can feel the body pain, because I went through depression, so I know. And I was depressed for several reasons. Sometimes I was depressed, let's say sometimes in life I was not doing so well financially, or financially, my business was bad, and I told myself that this cannot be always constant. Like there was a time I was really happening, I was making enough money, I was running like crazy, buying everything. But now, times are tight. I accepted it. Like money will come and go, business will be here and there, but God somehow, balances it in the end. So you have to be grateful. I remember this is what I told so many people as well, that my friends also, when they were down, I told them, you remember when you're happy, you thank God, right? Like I got everything, thank you so much, you're so happy. Don't forget him when you are in a bad place. I sometimes I'm, I'll tell you, I'm not always okay, but when I'm breaking, I tell, like, God, you know best. Like maybe it's a test from you, but make it go away, help me. I ask for help. When I get help, I can see it. The connection is there. So the finding that mental peace, people do not know how to approach it, and there's no clear cut answer. We're going to find peace. I think the very first step to find peace in life, whatever, I know I'm saying it may be wrong, peace, like beach, so, the PEAC, finding that thing in mind. Very first thing I think you should do is accept your reality. You cannot run from your reality, from who you are, what you're going through. You cannot pretend to be okay and smiling that, you appear you're okay, then it's going to be absolutely okay. There's no Bernie Stinson, in real life. Like when I am down, I stop being sad and I start being happy instead, right? It's just nice to hear. It doesn't happen. But yeah, you have to make sure that you take care of yourself. This is what I keep saying in all my videos nowadays. When you accept your situation, let's say you're in a very bad place, you went through divorce, you lost your job, okay, or you lost a girlfriend, or you lost a relationship, friendship, or you lost someone in life, it will be very difficult to come to terms of it. Let's say someone, they're very close to you, let's say your parent or your sibling, your life partner, and it will never be the same after losing someone from life. Okay, it's never going to be the same. But let's say you lost someone and you thought, you had a future or something, but you can never go past it. You're always depressed, you always think about them. You have to tell yourself one day that, what you felt they were was that image of them. They were not really that person. Okay, if someone betrayed you, right? Because they were showing you what you wanted to see. They did not show you the real picture. Maybe they didn't feel the same way that you did. They just pretended because it was convenient at that time, but they found someone else better, right? They moved on. So how did they move on? You cannot have answers to it. So I went through this for last 2 months, and I know the answers because I really, really took the whole process very, very, how to say, organically. Okay, let's say genuine way. I did not go, jump, what you call monkey branching, or love shower someone else, or find a substitute, those things. I did not go for that. I went for mental peace. I went for physical well-being, losing weight, eat healthy, sleep nicely, and then sometimes I was in tears. I cried it out. I watched movies. Really made me very emotional. But I saw it. Sometimes I really wanted a phone call from my ex, like sometimes so bad, like it would cheer me up. Then I told myself, what you're doing, like you are seeking happiness, validation, where you lost your peace, right? So then slowly, day by day, as more day progresses and you go absolutely no contact, what happens is you start seeing slowly who you're meant to be, what you're meant to do, and what is right, what was done wrong to you. And if you keep going back because you're weak, you are the one who's responsible for the whole thing, right? It goes vice versa. If she was doing the same thing because she tried to reach me out, nowadays I do not reach back. It's not out of like victory or some sort of happiness it gets. I just know that sometimes you have to have discipline, okay? And you cannot mess your life up, you cannot mess others' lives up, okay? Because so many lives are, in the whole process, they're involved. So you have to learn to take responsibility. Like let's say your actions will kind of have reactions, and in future you cannot expect always life is going to be bed of roses, right? So to find peace, first thing you do is come to reality, like come to the terms of it. Like let's say you are in loss, you are in pain. To go through that pain, you have to understand that you are in pain. But if you drink it all day, like whiskey lullaby, that song, and you think that you can kill that pain, by drinking or smoking, everything. It will not happen. It will temporarily maybe helping you. Maybe you are having crazy times in clubbing and everything. Maybe you start seeing 3 4 women and you start sleeping with them and everything. It will give you nothing in the end. You realize you will be back at that, what do you call that, there's a point of that, like the same place where you were, just much worse, right? So I will suggest to you, first thing, go through the process. If you're in pain, take your time. How much time, I do not know. Maybe days, maybe months, maybe year, maybe years. Okay, but one point you'll start seeing that, no, maybe it's time for me to get up from bed and try to do some positive things. Let's see, I'll do some shopping, I'd get some food and start taking care of myself, and then see if other people need me. And then slowly you start living for others, living for yourself, and you see life has so much meaning. When you didn't have them, you still were alive, right? You still was happy. So eventually, no matter how weird it sounds, life gets okay. And only time if you're real, right? So I think people who are in deep depression, they cannot deal with the world sometimes, the cruelty or whatever is causing them, the lack of love or empathy. A lot of people are very big hearted people. They are not stupid, they just couldn't take the meanness of the world, right? But some of us are like a little bit selfish. You have to be a little bit selfish for yourself. I do not see anything wrong with it. Like some people say being selfish is the worst thing. Don't listen to them. If you're not selfish, you won't be able to survive this, the world. And some things people can do to you, it will shock you so bad that you will be like, man, I cannot deal with this no more. It will really be impossible. It's like literally like if enemies attack you, you expect that, right? At any time, okay, I have to be careful, I have to take precaution. Imagine your family, your best friend, your life partner, they cheated on you, they betrayed you. You will feel absolute devastation. There's no peace. You cannot run from it. You have to just literally sit and just like absorb it, right? So I'll tell you, bros, or girls, whoever watching, ladies, men, if you're going through some tough time, if let's say you cannot live for yourself, you cannot find any excuse, look out there, look at the animals, look at the cats, dogs, like they sometimes need our help. They need a little bit of water, some food, or let's say a person on the road, a homeless person. You have money. If you share some with them, they can be fed, one day, and they'll give you blessings, So I find a lot of God gave us so much in this world, I'm not just saying this for sake of saying, I can get fun time, I can go, I can, what people are thinking, like, I'll go like this wildlife, I'm going to make myself happy. I'm going to go out clubbing, just, drinking until I feel better. I can do that. I chose not to. I chose real people, real conversations. I'm making friends. I'm very particular about picking up friends. And when people, let's say, do not respect my boundary or they try to act crazy, I don't give them space. I cut them off. Reason being, self-care. Okay. I will not let people control me. I will not let people live rent-free on my head because I deserve better. Maybe I'm not a perfect person. I have so many issues. I told you, people are not perfect. We have so much darkness. We have anger. We have maybe bad things in us. But eventually, as human beings, one day we have to realize things, what's wrong with us, and maybe then you can become better person. But you have to constantly work on yourself. Past mistakes that you made, you hurt people, everything. When you're young, you cheated on someone. Don't do that. You cannot. I say you cannot afford to do it at old age. Not because it's your old age. It's because in the growing years, when you got older, you did not have empathy. You did not grow emotional intelligence. You did not grow sympathy for others. You only can think for yourself, right? So I am selfish in that way, many ways, like I am very selfish, self-centered. I work, look at me, right? This is the work that requires that. But at the same time, I try to feel stuff, when I saw a good movie or good clip or simple things, like I tell you, simple thing. I watch Sleepless in Seattle. Sorry, my bad. When I watch movies like Forrest Gump, that particular scene when he's talking to his wife after she's deceased by the grave, and and he cries, it every time gets me, every time. Movies like that, like interesting ones. Obviously, that Forrest Gump, that she was not a very good person. She broke him so many times, but Don't be a fool for people who do not see you the same way you look at them. Sometimes it's not the same always. Someone will love, someone will receive love, but they will not love you back, right? But when you're in a good place, let's say somewhere like you're happy together with someone, don't mess it up. Don't mess up a good thing in search of a better thing. Sometimes we just complain too much. You don't listen. You're not a person. You always work. You are not always here. You always see the negative things. But I rather nowadays I understand the little things that you have which are positive. Let's say someone texts you, "How are you?" Okay, or someone calls you, "Are you okay?" Let's say you want to go for a drive or something. I appreciate this little thing. Maybe I do not know them so well, but when they understand, I'm going through a little bit tough time or I'm down, and they see that, I'm like smoking one after another like chimney, they're like, "What's up?" So I have some caring people like this which I treasure, and I am not going to mess up things by trying to get too close to them or try to befriend them like in a way that I'm going to depend on them. So I don't depend on them, but when they are there and I just vent out something, trust me, if you have at least even one person in your life you can really talk to and they know who you really are, you should count your blessings, man, because God hardly give us, sometimes you do not get people like that. We're completely lonely in this world, okay, alone. But rather than having a very flashy life, you are having honeymoon all the time, you're having physical intimacy, you're eating out, you're showing in social media. At one point you'll see that you don't even know each other for after 6, 7, 8, 20 years, and you never had any conversations, and you'll have so much regret because the time spent you thought you know them, right? So what will happen is you'll be like lost, like what am I doing, right? But let's say you're happy with them, like, and she's happy with, and you guys don't need to fight or anything, like, okay, life is rolling, continue. But one of the times people say, man, I cannot do this anymore, too much control thing, too much fights, too many issues, too much toxicity. You can tell when people are tired of you and they're yelling at you, they're fighting. Learn to let go. Sometimes people cannot let go, that's why they suffer so much. That's where you're going to find peace. Okay, that's where you're going to find like what you thought you wanted so bad and you were dying for, that was exactly the same thing. It was killing you, hurting you, making you bleed. So I became stronger day by day, and I'm trying to go there, but I'm trying to be honest about it. Some of you say maybe you're still in love with your ex or whatever. My part of story, I know what I felt, and I know person that I am. I never regret loving someone. Maybe my love was not so, like I said, my perfume game made me very selfish and everything, but somewhere deep down, obviously I felt, right? So that feeling was pure, but sometimes I cannot say the same because when you see people move on so fast when they're with you, something was definitely wrong somewhere. So I accepted my fault. I cannot control others, right? But right now, what I really feel is never be too attached to worldly things. This is how I'm going to finish it. Don't be too attached to things. Okay, I have a very favorite mug of mine. I drink tea and coffee every day with it. And I bought this for like 10 years now. I brought it here. And I was thinking that day, like I almost knocked it off the bed, and I was like, so like almost heartbeat stopped, because that I have like literally lots of mugs from coffee shop, this and that, more expensive than that, just like a simple crystal mug, right? And if I lost it, I was gonna be so devastated. I was like heartbeat skipped, right? Then I realized, what if it breaks? I'm not gonna be able to move on. I'm gonna be too sad. No, sometimes I lose things. A few days back, I lost something very precious, and I lost one of my watches. I don't know someone took it or not, and I felt at first upset, but I kept looking for it. I know that where I keep things, I couldn't find it. Maybe someone took it. Then I'm like, it was meant to be. Maybe I left it somewhere. Possible, right? So if I can achieve that sort of a place, where I'm okay, cool with things, like let's say not everything in life will go as planned. Like let's say you wanted to really be a CEO of a company, it didn't happen. So what? You go and find another thing that you really enjoy doing. Maybe start up your own business. There's always a new beginning where it ends, right? So once you see it and your healings actually took effect, you'll see life is still great. I'm not just saying this to make you happy, but I'm feeling like this. I'm sharing this. One day I'll not be here, but if you heard my words, you'll understand, man. You'll find happiness in many places, just that you have to see it. You have to see the right people, and you always make sure you are genuine with certain people who really knows thick and through your absolute words. I told all my secrets to 3 people in life. Recent times I have 3 friends, and one of them is always, like, he's elder than me, and he always tells me, like, okay, maybe you are messed up here, but maybe you shouldn't do this, shouldn't do this yourself, or should not do things to show that you're okay. He told me one time, like, you are doing too much, you are smiling too much in the videos, and then you're trying to show off too much that you're okay and everything. Don't do that. If you're in pain, just be cool, be normal. So yeah, some of the times we make mistakes, but be genuine. That's the only way. Even it breaks you, shakes you, it just takes you like a tornado. It brings you back, and you just like all bruised, like, your neck is like this, right? You'll still be okay. Do you know why? Because you went through that tornado, right? So go through that process, bro. Or not sis. I don't want to call anybody sister. It sounds wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going through a bad phase, just keep faith. It will perhaps be very tough. It will be very difficult, because internal bleeding is so much painful. But if you actually, as I said, stayed real, let's say you did not wait for someone to arrive and save you, you can save yourself. You can make yourself heal. Okay, you have to have the faith. So keep doing your regular things, your life, your daily routine, your work, get back on saddle, and then enjoy the ride. If there's nothing to enjoy, if you never find the true love, so what? You can do things that you still love. You can go for movies, you can go out, just one day, just spend some time on a resort. If, let's say, you want to enjoy company of someone, date, no problem, but don't commit so fast. Do not commit in 2 months, like, you're so pretty, you're so perfect, I'm gonna marry you, I think I'm in love. People who fall in love that fast, man, they always regret. Anyway, so long video today. Sorry, I was in a good mood to talk. Fragrances, good days, good food really makes me cheered up, and always my new hobby, the hats and everything. This is something I'm enjoying as well. So let's see how life takes me. I don't worry so much like before. I used to worry and panic a lot. Nowadays, I'm like, what's the worst thing that can happen? So this is a good way to enjoy life. Take care, guys. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh, and stay good. I always pray for you. Okay, remember this. Even if I do not know in real life, if you watch me, I always pray for all my viewers. Like, I always pray for your happiness, because I know what's the value of it. If you're truly happy inside, man, that is priceless. You can be broke but still can be happy. You don't have to sit in a Bentley to always be happy. Okay, take care, guys. Good night from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Bye bye.